Well, welcome back into the Reese Senior Bowl film room. And last week we discussed scouting a live game and what that entails in terms of what NFL scouts try to accomplish when they go to an actual game. This week we're going to talk about a typical day in the life of an NFL scout. And this is going to incorporate what actually occurs at a school visit when these scouts go on campus to evaluate NFL prospects. For an NFL scout, much of his life and existence is spent on the road, and we want to take a look at a typical day in the life of an NFL scout. And most of the time, it starts with some sort of workout, because once the scout leaves his hotel to go on campus, he literally will have no time for himself. It's all about investigating, exploring, and determining the value of the NFL prospects at a given college. So usually they're going to arrive on campus at 7:30 in the morning, visit with the staff, visit with the pro liaison, get a lay of the land, if you will, for the rest of the day. And then at 8 o'clock, usually the scouts will gather in a group or in individual meeting rooms to study tape. This will go on for at least 3 or 4 hours, where they're looking at players on offense and defense until the pro liaison shows up, in this example at 11 o'clock. It usually takes about an hour for the liaison to go over each individual player's background in terms of his family history, in terms of his character, his work habits, his major, when he will graduate, those sorts of things. One of the new elements to a school visit that's really developed over the last 10 or 15 years is visiting with the academic advisor. This usually takes place in the middle of the day, because that's when those people are free to come and visit with the scouts. This is an indication of the player's GPA, his overall intelligence, what kind of study habits he has outside of football, his devotion to his academic life. And I think for many teams that has become a more important element as time has gone along. Then after those meetings, usually it's more tape until around 2 o'clock, when most strength coaches will visit with the NFL scouts. This is an assessment of the player's overall growth potential, where he was when he arrived as a freshman, where he is now as a fourth year or fifth year senior, what kind of dedication he has in the weight room to off-season conditioning. Does he enjoy the process in the off-season of getting ready to play games during the real season? Then after the strength coach is visited with, usually you have a few minutes of time with the trainers, the athletic trainers on campus. They can give you an injury history on the player. Are there any current issues this year? Is there an ankle or a shoulder that's bothering this player? Maybe that has some impact so far on his performance. And then the scouts head to the practice field at 3:30. And this is where we talked about last week. You're getting body types, you're getting to see some of the things that maybe you did not see on tape, in terms of a defensive back's hands, in terms of a wide receiver's ability to go and catch the ball on a consistent basis. Maybe he's not been targeted much in the actual game tapes. And then something that I had very good success with over the years, after seeing the players in person, I always like to go back inside and watch another game or two, just to sort of fill in the blanks in terms of my vision of that overall player. At some point you have to eat, usually after all of this is done. And then, with most of the campuses being somewhere between 2 to 4 hours of driving time, the scouts travel at night, and then they go and write up everything that they've learned throughout the day and put together a comprehensive evaluation of this player and what his value and what he will bring to their respective NFL team.